Good morning to one and all. I am dealing with the course of Thermal Engineering 1 Diploma. In that today's topic is problems on laws of perfect gases. The outline of my presentation is problems on laws of perfect gases. So in that first problem, so the volume of high altitude chamber is 40 meter cube. It is put to an operation by reducing pressure from 1 bar to 0.4 bar and a temperature from 25 degrees centigrade to 5 degrees centigrade. How many kgs of air must be removed from the chamber during this process? Express this mass as a volume measured at 1 bar and 25 degrees centigrade. So this is the problem. So in this problem description, it was given that we are taking a chamber. In this chamber is placed at some higher altitude. So the volume of the higher altitude is 40 meter cube. So it puts in some operation, means after some operation, it reduces its pressure from 1 bar to 0.4 bar. So initial pressure of the chamber is 1 bar. So after some operation, it reduces its pressure from 1 bar to 0.4 bar. And the temperature from 25 degrees centigrade to 5 degrees centigrade. So when the pressure reduces from 1 bar to 0.4 bar, the temperature also reduces from 25 degrees centigrade to 5 degrees centigrade. So how many kgs of air must be removed from the chamber during this process? Explain this mass as a volume measured at 1 bar and 25 degrees centigrade. So here we have to calculate the two unknown parameters. First one is how much amount of the air is removed from the chamber during the operation, that is pressure and temperature variation. So volume remains constant and pressure and temperature remains varies. So second parameter is when when some amount of the volume is released to the atmosphere, some amount of the mass is released to the atmosphere, we have to calculate the how much amount of the volume released with the respect to mass released to the atmosphere at 1 bar and 25 degrees centigrade. So this is the problem description. So in this problem description, it was given that the initial volume of the chamber 40 meter cube. So initial volume of the chamber is V1. So V1 is equal to V2 is equal to 40 meter cube. Means here we are assuming that initial volume of the chamber before operation is equal to final volume of the chamber after operation. Next, initial pressure of the altitude chamber P1 is equal to 1 bar. So before the operation, the pressure is 1 bar. So we have to convert per bars in terms of Newton per meter square. 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. And initial temperature of the chamber is 25 degrees centigrade. So initial temperature T1 is equal to 25 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 25 plus 273, that is equal to 298 Kelvin. After reducing some pressure, means after some operation, final pressure of the altitude chamber P2 is equal to 0.4 bar. Means uh, final pressure of the chamber P2 is equal to 0.4 bar. So we have to convert 0.4 bars in terms of Newton per meter square. That is equal to 0.4 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. And final temperature of the chamber T2 is equal to 5 degrees centigrade. So final temperature of the chamber when pressure reduces from 1 bar to 0.4 bar. So temperature also reduces from 25 degrees centigrade to 5 degrees centigrade. So that is equal to 5 plus 273, that is equal to 278 Kelvin. So take characteristic gas constant of air as 287 joule per kg Kelvin. So first one, what we have to calculate, how mass volume of the mass of air at 1 bar and 27 degrees centigrade. It is represented by the letter V. For calculating V, we have to know the value of M. So how many kgs of air removed from the chamber during this operation we have to calculate. So after air is removed, to calculate mass of air released from the altitude chamber. So mass of air released in the altitude chamber is represented by the letter M. So how we will calculate the mass of the chamber, air released from the chamber is, it is the subtraction between the mass of the air before the operation and mass of the air after the operation. So first we have to calculate M1. How do we calculate M1? So mass of the air before operation M1. So in the given data, it was given the initial pressure, initial volume, R value and initial temperature. So from the characteristic gas equation, P1 V1 is equal to M1 RT1. From that M1 is equal to P1 V1 by RT1. So by knowing the value of pressure as 1 bar, that is equal to 1 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, and volume as 40 meter cube, and universal gas constant for air is 287 joule per kg Kelvin, and initial temperature as 298 Kelvin. By substituting these value, we will get M1 as 46.7694 kgs. That is mass of the air before operation M1 is 46.7694 kgs. As in the given data, we are assumed that volume remains constant in the chamber, that is equal to V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V. And second one we have to calculate is M2. So to calculate the mass of the air after operation M2. So from the given data, we know the values of P2, V2, RT2. So from the characteristic gas equation, we know that PV is equal to MRT. By applying the final conditions, P2 V2 is equal to M2 RT2. So from that, M2 is equal to P2 V2 by RT2. So by knowing from the given data, the pressure is 0.4 bars. That implies 0.4 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, and volume V2 as 40 meter cube, and universal gas constant for air is 287 joule per kg Kelvin, and final temperature T2 as 278 Kelvin. So we'll give, substituting these value, we'll get the M2 as 20.0536 kgs. That is mass of the air after operation is 20.0536 kgs. Therefore, we have to calculate mass of the air released from the altitude chamber. It is represented by the letter small m. Small m is equal to M1 minus M2. So we will get M1 as 46.7694 kgs and M2 as 20.0536 kgs. So M is equal to, by subtracting these two values, we'll get M as 26.7158 kgs. Therefore, mass of the air released from the altitude chamber M is equal to 26.7158 kgs. So in second parameter, what we have to calculate? Mass, volume of the mass, when some amount volume of the mass released during the operation of air at 1 bar pressure and 27 degrees centigrade. Those are the initial conditions. So in this, how do we calculate volume? So from the characteristic gas equation. From the characteristic gas equation, we know that PV is equal to MRT. We know the value of pressure as 1 bar. So 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. Volume we have to calculate. M represents mass of the air released during the operation, that is 26.71 kgs. And R value, universal gas constant, sorry, characteristic gas constant for an air is 287 joule per kg Kelvin, and temperature as 27 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 27 plus 273, that is equal to 298 Kelvin. So by substituting these values, we will get volume as 22.84 meter cube. So the volume of the air at mass of air of 26.71 kgs and 1 bar atmospheric pressure and 27 degrees centigrade is the volume released is 22.84 meter cube. So this is the first problem. Second problem, a vessel of capacity 3 meter cube contains 1 kg mole of nitrogen at 90 degrees centigrade. Calculate pressure and specific volume of the gas. If the ratio of specific heats is 1.4, evaluate the value of Cp and Cv. And third one is subsequently the gas cools to the atmospheric pressure of 20 degrees centigrade. Evaluate the final pressure of the gas. So this is the problem description. In this problem description, it was given that the gas is a nitrogen gas. So the vessel filled with the nitrogen gas. So the volume of a nitrogen gas, the vessel is filled with 3 meters cube of volume at 1 kg moles at 90 degrees centigrade. So here we have to calculate the three parameters. So first one is pressure and specific volume, and next one is specific heat at constant pressure, specific heat at constant volume of nitrogen gas, and third one is we have to calculate the final pressure when the temperature reduces from 90 degrees to 20 degrees centigrade. So this is the problem description. So from from this problem, the given data is mass of the nitrogen gas N2 is equal to 1 kg mole. So 1 kg mole in the 1 mole of nitrogen represents 28 kgs. 28 kg mole. So that implies 28 kg. So capacity of the vessel V1 is equal to 3 meter cube. So here we are assuming that vessel of the capacity remains constant when the temperature reduces from 90 degrees centigrade to 20 degrees centigrade. So initial volume becomes final volume, that is equal to V1 is equal to V2 is equal to 3 meter cube. And initial temperature of nitrogen gas N2 is equal to 90 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. That is equal to 90 plus 273. That is equal to 363 Kelvin. After cooling process, the temperature is reduces to 20 degrees centigrade. So final temperature of nitrogen gas in the vessel is 20 T2 is equal to 20 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. That is equal to 20 plus 273, 293 Kelvin. So in that first parameter, what we have to calculate? Calculate the pressure and specific volume of the gas. So again here there are two unknown parameters. First one we have to calculate pressure and specific volume of a gas. So first we have to calculate the pressure of the gas. Pressure of the gas is represented by the letter P1. How do we calculate P1? From the characteristic gas equation, we know that PV is equal to MRT. So here we have to calculate the initial pressure. So we are considering the initial conditions for the characteristic gas equation. That implies P1 V1 is equal to M1 RT1. From that P1 is equal to M1 RT1 by V1. By substituting the mass, R value, T1 and volume. So how do we calculate the R value? We know that universal gas constant Ru is equal to product of molecular number of moles into molecular weight Ru. So from that Ru is equal to Ru by M. So Ru is equal to 8314 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So we'll get substituting these value, we'll get the pressure P1 as uh, uh, 1077850.715 Newton per meter square. So we have to convert in terms of bar. So dividing the above numerical value by 10 to the power of 5. So then we'll get the volume as 1.07 bars. So initial pressure of a nitrogen gas is 1.07 bars. And next one is the specific volume of the nitrogen gas. What is meant by specific volume? It is the ratio of the volume of the gas to the mass of the gas occupied in the vessel. So specific volume is represented by the letter small v. Small v is equal to volume of the gas occupied at the initial condition is V1 and mass of the nitrogen is 28. So V1 is equal to volume is 3 meter cube and mass is 28 kgs. Then we'll get V1 as 0.107 meter cube per kg. So units of volume is meter cube and mass is kgs. So specific volume is meter cube per kgs. So second parameter, what we have to calculate, ratio of specific heats is 1.4. Evaluate the value of Cp and Cv. So In this problem, it was given that the ratio of specific heats is represented by the letter gamma is equal to 1.4 for a nitrogen gas. So we have to calculate the specific heat at constant pressure and volume. In that, first we will calculate specific heat at constant volume CV. So we know the relation between CV, R and gamma as CV is equal to R by gamma minus 1. So R is equal to, R value for a nitrogen gas is 296.928 and gamma value for a nitrogen gas is 1.4. So by substituting these value, we will get the specific heat at constant pressure as 742.32 joule per kg Kelvin. So we have to convert joules in terms of kilojoules. So 742.32 divided by 1000, that is equal to 0.742 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So specific heat at constant volume of nitrogen gas is 0.742 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And second unknown parameter we have to calculate is Cp. So we know the relation between Cp, R and gamma as Cp is equal to R into gamma by gamma minus 1. So we know the value of R as 296 joule per kg Kelvin, and gamma value for nitrogen gas is 1.4. So by substituting this value, we will get Cp as 1396.248 joule per kg Kelvin. So we have to convert joule per kg Kelvin in terms of kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So dividing 1396.248 by 1000, we will get Cp value as 1.396 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So specific heat of nitrogen gas at constant volume is 0.742 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and specific heat of gas at constant pressure Cp is 1.396 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And fourth unknown parameter, here we have to calculate the final pressure. Okay, so how do we get the final pressure of a nitrogen gas? We know the relation, combined relations of a gas as PV by T is equal to constant. So from that we are in this vessel we have initial conditions and final conditions. So by substituting the initial condition, we will get P1 V1 by T1, and by substituting the final conditions, the parameters becomes P2 V2 by T2. So P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Since in this problem we are assumed that P1 is equal to V2 is equal to V. So by cancelling the terms as V1 and V1 on both sides, we'll get the final equation as P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. So what we have to calculate P2? So P2 becomes P1 T2 by T1. We know the pressure P1 as 10.06 bar, and temperature, final temperature as 293 Kelvin, and initial temperature is 90 degrees centigrade, that is equal to 363 Kelvin. So we'll get final pressure as 8.12 bar. So when the temperature decreases from 90 degrees centigrade to 20 degrees centigrade, the pressure also reduces from 10.06 bar to 8.12 bar. So this is the second problem. And next, third problem is ideal gases in a closed container initially have a volume of V and temperature T. So the final temperature is 5 by 4 T and final pressure is 2P. Find the volume of a gas. So in this problem, it was given that the gas is the ideal gas. So the ideal gas has a volume of, initial volume is V and temperature T. So the pressure changes, the pressure changes from P to 2P, and the temperature changes from T to 5 by 4 T. What happens to the volume V? Okay, so what will happen is the volume is increases or decreases, we have to calculate. So from the given data, initial volume V1 is equal to V meter cube, and initial temperature T1 as T degree centigrade. So final temperature of a ideal gas is 5 by 4 T. So the temperature changes from T to 5T, and the pressure changes from 2P to 2P. So initial pressure of an ideal gas is P1 is equal to P, and final pressure of an ideal gas P2 is equal to 2P. So what we have to calculate? Final volume. How do we calculate the final volume? We know the combined gas equation as PV is equal to T. By applying the initial conditions and final conditions, we will get P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. By substituting the value of P1 as P and V1 as initial volume as V and initial temperature T1 as T and final pressure as 2P, and we have to calculate the final volume V2 and final temperature is 5 by 4 T. So what we have to calculate? Volume we have to calculate. So by calculating the pressure terms, so by cancelling the pressure term and by cancelling the pressure and temperature, we will get 5 by 4 V is equal to 2 V2. So sub cancelling the terms, we will get V is equal to V2 2 V2 by 5 by 4. So 5 by 4 in LHS time converts into this numerator to denominator. Then 5 by 4 V is equal to 2 V2. So V2 becomes 5 by 4 V into 2. That is equal to V2 is equal to 5 by 8 V. So the final volume of a gas when the pressure changes from P to 2P and the temperature changes from T to 5 by 4 T is 5 by 8 initial volume. So final volume is equal to 5 by 8 part of the initial volume. Next problem. So next problem is a container contains a neon gas. So the gas here given is the neon. The atomic mass of the neon is 20. At standard temperature and pressure has a volume of 2 meter cube. Determine the mass of the neon. So in this problem, it was given that the gas is the neon and it was given that the standard temperature, standard conditions, the volume is 2 meter cube. We have to calculate the mass of the neon gas. So this is the problem. So from the given data, atomic mass of the neon is 2 gram per mole. So we have to convert grams in terms of kilograms. So 20 divided by 1000, we will get as 0.02 kg per mole. And standard temperature is 0 degree centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. That is equal to 273 Kelvin. And standard pressure is 1 atmosphere. So we have to convert atmosphere in terms of pascals. That is equal to Newton per meter square. So 1 atmospheric pressure is equal to bar is equal to 10 to the power of 5 pascals. That is equal to 1.013 into 10 to the power of 5 pascals or Newton per meter square. And volume is given as 2 meter cube. So at standard temperature and pressure, 1 mole of a gases including neon gases means any type of gases occupies a volume of 22.4 liters. Okay, that is 1 liter is equal to 1 decimeter cube. Okay, so number of moles becomes 2 divided by 0.0 0.0448 means volume, that is equal to number of moles is equal to 4.6 moles. So if the volume is 2 meter cube, there are 44 moles of neon gas. So the relative mass of a neon is 20 gram per mole. That means 1 mole there are 20 grams or 0.02 kgs of the neon gas, because 1 mole there are 0.02 kgs of the neon gases, then 44.6 moles are there. So 44.6 into 0.06, so we'll get the value as 0.803 grams of neon gas. So the mass of the neon gas is 0.803 kgs. That in terms of grams as 803 grams of neon gas at volume 2 meter cube at standard temperature and pressure. Next problem is nitrogen is to be stored at 120 bar and 30 degree centigrade. In a steel container of 0.5 meter cube capacity, how many kgs of nitrogen in the cylinder holds at this condition? What will be the temperature of nitrogen when the pressure is 150 bars? So this is the problem. In the problem, the gas given is the nitrogen. It stores a pressure of 120 bars and temperature of 30 degrees centigrade and the volume of 0.5 meter cube. So we have to calculate how many kgs of the nitrogen will be holes in the cylinder when the pressure changes from 120 bars to 150 bars. So this is the problem description. So from the given data, the initial volume of the gas V1 is equal to V2 is equal to 0.5 meter cube. Since we are taking the vessel, the volume remains constant. We are taking this as an assumption. So initial temperature of a gas T1 is equal to 30 degrees centigrade. That is equal to 30 plus 273, 303 Kelvin. And initial pressure of a gas P1 is equal to 120 bars. So we have to convert bars in terms of Newton per meter square. So 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. That is equal to P1 is equal to 120 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. And final pressure of a nitrogen gas P2 is equal to 150 bar. That is equal to 150 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. And characteristic gas constant R as Ru by M. We know that universal gas constant is equal to product of molecular weight into characteristic gas constant. So that implies 8314 divided by 28, 286.9 joule per kg Kelvin. So what we have to calculate the final temperature of the nitrogen gas. How do we calculate the final temperature? From the characteristic gas equation, PV is equal to MRT. By applying the final condition, P2 V2 is equal to M2 RT2. From that, T2 is equal to P2 V2 by MRT2. So before calculating the temperature, we have to calculate the mass. So to calculate the mass of the nitrogen, we know the characteristic gas equation P1 V1 is equal to M1 RT1 by the initial condition. From that, M1 is equal to P1 V1 by RT1. So by substituting the initial conditions, P1 as 120 bar, that is equal to 120 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, and volume as 0.5 meter cube, and characteristic gas constant for a nitrogen is 296.9 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and T1 as 303 Kelvin. We'll get the mass as 66.96 kgs. So by substituting the mass value, we'll get the final temperature. So T2 is equal to P2V2 by MR2. So by substituting the values of P2 as 150 bars, that is equal to 150 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, and volume as 0.5 meter cube, and mass as 66.69 kgs, and characteristic gas constant of a nitrogen is 296.6. Then we'll get the final temperature as 378.7. So final temperature of the nitrogen gas T2 is equal to 378.7 Kelvin. So we have to convert Kelvin in terms of degree centigrade. So 1 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees centigrade. That is equal to 378.7 minus 273, that is equal to 105.7 degrees centigrade. Next problem. A 2.5 kgs of an ideal gas is expanded from a pressure of 700 kilopascals and a volume of 1.5 meter cube to a pressure of 140 kilopascals and a volume of 4.5 meter cube. The change in internal energy is 500 kilojoules. Specific heat at constant volume of a gas is 0.715 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Determines gas constant initial and final temperatures. So this is the problem. In this problem, it was given that the gas is an ideal gas with a mass of 2.5 kgs at a pressure of 700 kilopascals and a volume of 1.5 meter cube. So pressure reduces from 700 kilopascals to 140 kilopascals. The pressure increases from 1.5 meter cube to 4.5 meter cube. And the internal energy is 500 kilojoules. And specific heat at constant volume of a nitrogen ideal gas is 0.719 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So we have to calculate the two unknown parameters. So from the given data problem, given data is mass of an ideal gas M is equal to 3 kgs. So initial pressure of an ideal gas P1 is equal to 700 kilopascals. That is equal to 700 into kilopascals. We have to convert in terms of pascals. So 700 into 10 cube pascals. That is equal to 700 into 10 cube Newton per meter square. And initial volume of a ideal gas V1 is equal to 1.5 meter cube. And final pressure of a nitrogen ideal gas is P2 is equal to reduces from 700 to 140, that is equal to 140 kilopascals. That is equal to 140 into 10 cube Newton per meter square. So final volume of a gas V2 is equal to 4.5 meter cube. And change in internal energy delta U is equal to 500 kilojoules. That is equal to 500 into 10 cube joules. So specific heat at constant volume of a gas CV is equal to 0.719 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So we have to calculate R value and initial final conditions. How do we calculate the value? We know that from a Joule's equation, delta Q is equal to mCV dt. So from that change in the rate of heat transfer is equal to rate of change of internal energy. So replacing delta Q is equal to delta U. So delta U is equal to mCV dt. So from that delta T is equal to delta U by mCV. So dt is equal to mass is then 500 mass given is, so the change in internal energy is 500 kilojoules. We have to convert 500 kilojoules in terms of joules. So 500 into 10 cube joules. Okay. Next, mass as 2.5 kgs. Okay. R value CV as 0.719 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. That is equal to 0.719 into 10 cube joules per kg Kelvin. So we'll get change in temperature delta T is equal to 278.16 Kelvin. So this is the first equation. We know that from an ideal gas equation, PV is equal to PV by T is equal to constant from the combining equation. By applying the initial and final condition, we will get P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. From that, T2 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by P1 V1. So by substituting the values of P2 V2 P1 V1, we will get the T ratio of temperatures T2 by T1 is equal to 0.6. So T2 is equal to 0.6 T1. So by substituting the value of T2 in above equation, that is first equation, we will get delta T is equal to change in temperature T1 minus T2. Since the pressure reduces, temperature also reduces. That's why we are subtracting from initial temperature to final temperature. So T1 by T2 is equal, T1 minus T2 is equal to 278.16. So dt is equal to T1 as T1 and T2 as 0.6 T1 is equal to 278.16. So by taking common of T1, T1 will get 1 minus 0.6 is equal to 278.16. So 0.4 T1 is equal to 278.16. T1 is equal to 278.16 by 0.4, that is equal to 695.4. Okay. Kelvins. We have to convert kelvins in terms of degree centigrade. So 1 degree Kelvin is equal to minus 1 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees centigrade. So 695.4 minus 273, we'll get 422.4 degrees centigrade. So we have to calculate the final temperature T2 is equal to, from the second equation, 0.6 T1. We know the value of T1. Substituted in T1, we'll get the final temperature as 417.24 Kelvin. In terms of degree centigrade, 144 degrees centigrade. So first parameter we have to calculate is the gas constant. How do we calculate the gas constant? From the characteristic gas equation, PV is equal to MRT. By applying the initial conditions, P1 V1 is equal to M1 RT1. By substituting, then we'll get R value as P1 V1 by M1 T1. So by substituting the values of P1, V1, M1, T1, we'll get the R value as 604 joule per kg Kelvin. We have to convert kg Kelvin in terms of kilojoules per kg Kelvin, that is equal to 0.604 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So second parameter, we have to calculate initial and final temperatures. We have to be calculated already before. Therefore, initial temperature of an ideal gas T1 is equal to 422.4 degrees centigrade. Final temperature of an ideal gas T2 is equal to 144 degree centigrade. Next, differences between the ideal and real gases. A gas which obeys all laws of gas under all temperatures and pressures is known as a ideal gas. Ideal gas law is a simple and hence simple relations are derived from the ideal gas. Oxygen, nitrogen and hydrogen can be treated as an ideal gas because ordinary these are difficult to liquefy. So other gases can be liquefied very easily. So oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen can be treated as an ideal gas. Next one is the real gas. No gas law follows all conditions of gas law under certain conditions of pressure and temperature, but it approaches the ideal gas behavior. Hence, it is called as a real gas. Means the real gases does not applicable any types of the ideal gases, but it approaches to reach near to the ideal gases or called as the real gases. Examples of the real gases are other than hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. So the relations derived from the ideal gases may be applied to the real gases under certain conditions. What are the certain conditions? Real gases are no more remain gas phase, but the changes its state. So all real gases under certain gases behaves like an ideal gases. Thank you.